Welcome back and top of the evening to you. This is Ralph's Sort of True Stories. Now in this segment we're going to do some Irish stories that don't all involve drinking. Won't that be a treat? I was on a plane once and sitting behind me was an Irishman, and next to him, well, this fellow, as it turned out, was a Mormon. And you know, the flight attendants are allowed to bring coffee to the captains. So the flight attendants brings coffee to the captain and hands it to him, and she trips at the same time. It spills on his lap. He pulls the handle in the cockpit and the plane goes shooting straight up in the air. The pilot says, "Oh, damn, look at the front of my pants." And Murphy sitting behind me says, "Well, sweet Mary, Mother of Jesus, you ought to see the backs of mine." Now remember, on this plane, I had Murphy behind me, and next to him was this fellow that was a Latter-day Saint, a Mormon. And the flight attendant came by and he asked the Irishman, she says, "What would you like to drink?" He says, "Well, I'll have 2 whiskeys, straight up, neat." Turns to the Latter-day Saint and said, "Sir, what will you have?" And he says, "Well, I'd rather be raped by 12 ladies from Baghdad before I'd be drinking whiskey." And the Irishman stops and he says, "Well, hold on a moment, ma'am." He says, "I didn't really know that we'd have a choice." So maybe he'd rather have the 12 women from Baghdad. I don't know. I can't go too long without telling you a story that involves Irish and drinking. Well, Sean and Michael, they were very, very low on cash. So they wanted to make the rounds of the bars, and they only had $1. Sean says, "Well, Michael, come with me. Let's go into this meat market and buy a sausage." And Michael says, "What the hell do we want to spend $1 on a sausage for?" He says, "We want to have some drinks, and we can't do that on $1, and a sausage ain't going to help." He said, "Well, I think maybe the sausage will help. You see, what I'm going to do," he says, "we're going to go into the bar. I'm going to have that sausage in my pants." He says, "I'm going to unzip my pants. I'm going to stick that sausage out, and you get down on your knees in front of me. Now, we have to do this after we've already ordered the drink, but we haven't paid yet." And he says, as soon as the bartender sees that, he's going to get mad and he's going to throw us out of the bar. And so we'll already have our drink and we'll go to the next bar. So they go in and they do that whole scenario and it works. The bartender says, "Get out of the bar." And they've already had their 2 drinks of whiskey and they go to the next one. Sean unzips his pants. Michael gets down on his knees. The bartender throws him out. Well, by the time they get to about the 6th bar, Michael says, "Oh, Sean," he says, "I'm drunk and I'm going to have to stop this. My knees are just terribly sore." He said, "You think it's bad? I lost that sausage 3 bars ago." So we don't know what was going on there, but they probably did deserve to be thrown out. Now we know many, many Irish are Catholic, and of course the Catholics have the priests. Well, Mary comes running into the church. She grabs the priest and she says, "Father, Father, I have to confess. I have just murdered my husband." "You murdered him?" Yes, I murdered him." He says, "Oh, well, did he have any last wishes?" He says, "Well, I think he did. He said, 'Mary, please put down that shotgun.'" Along with that, with the Catholic priest, this fella came in and he says, "Father, my dog died. I would like him to have a nice Catholic funeral." And the priest says, "That would be a sacrilege. I can't be having any funeral for a dog." "You can't?" "No, we don't allow that sort of thing." So the fellow says, "Well," he said, "maybe I'll go down the street to the Baptists. Maybe the Baptists would put on a funeral for my dog." He said, "Tell me, Father, do you think that a $5,000 donation to the Baptist church would make it right?" "A $5,000 donation? Well, son, now come on with me. You didn't tell me your dog was Catholic." And I want to thank you for watching Ralph's Sort of True Stories. You'll hurry back. We have at least one more segment of Irish coming up. In the meantime, I want you to go down to the bottom and see that little thumbs up. Click on that. Go to the right. Click on subscribe. Go to the right. Hit the little button, little bell button. And that way we'll notify you when we load that next Irish segment. And thank you again for watching Ralph's Sort of True Stories.